Hello students, welcome to my online class. Today I am teaching you heat and energy. Now we will do one activity. What you all can do, rub the palms of your hand and after some time put both the palms on both the cheeks. What you feel? You feel hot. The reason behind that is heat is produced. So in the same manner, the heat is produced whenever we pump air into the tube of a cycle, and when we burn coal, the heat is produced, and also when the electric current is passed through a conductor, then the heat energy is also produced. Let us understand how this heat is produced and why this heat is produced. Whenever you are rubbing the hands or rubbing the palms of your hands, and when you are pumping the air into the tube of the cycle, at that moment we are doing some mechanical work. That is, the mechanical energy is involved. And when electric current is passed through the conductor, the heat energy is produced. Here the heat energy is produced from where? From the electric energy. And when we burn the coal, at that moment the heat is produced due to the chemical energy which was stored earlier in the coal. So therefore, now we may say that the heat is produced either by doing some mechanical work or some other form of energy is converted into heat energy. Isn't it? And therefore, we may conclude by stating that heat is a form of energy, because one form of energy can convert into another form. So therefore, we may conclude by stating heat is a form of energy. Moreover, you have known that all the bodies are made up of molecules, and the molecules in our body are in the state of random motion, and also each molecule get a force of attraction on others, due to which the molecules of our body or the molecules of our matter is having some internal energy. This internal energy is the measure of heat energy of our body. And whenever you keep a hot body near a cold body, at that moment the internal energy from the hot body moves to the cold body. Isn't it? Suppose we are bringing two bodies. One is hot body. Suppose this is a body, body A. This is another body, this is body B. Here this is your hot body and this is your cold body. If both the bodies are kept in contact, what happens? The internal energy from the hot body moves to the cold body. So what energy is going here? Internal energy. And as a result of which the total internal energy of this hot body decreases, and the total internal energy of the body B, that is on the cold body, increases. So therefore the body A will become less hot. Whenever the internal energy is passing from body A to body B, the body A become less hot and body B become less cold. Or on the other hand, you may say that body A will become cold and body B will become hot. Why? Because the body B is receiving the internal energy and body A is imparting the internal energy. So if the internal energy is received by a body, then what happens? The body becomes warmed up. And when the internal energy is imparted from a body, that body becomes less hot or that body becomes cold. Moreover, if you touch a body and it appears hot, what can you say about the transfer of the heat energy? During that moment of time, the heat energy from your body is transferred to that body. And on the other hand, if you touch a body and the body appears cold to you, then in this situation the heat energy from that body transferred to your body. And now we can say that the heat energy is transferred from one body to another body, isn't it? Before I have told you, you know that heat is the form of energy, and this heat energy transfer from where to where? From hot body to the cold body. Say for example, if you touch a heated iron rod, then you will feel hot. Why? Because the heat energy from the heated iron rod passes to your body. Therefore, you feel hot. And if you touch ice cube, at that moment you are feeling cold. Why? Because the heat energy from your body is transferred to the ice. Therefore, you are feeling cold. So, therefore, now we may define heat as heat is the form of energy, and this is transfer from hot body to the cold body. And this form of energy is where it is coming from. Where? It is coming from the internal energy of the molecules of a body. Therefore, heat is the internal energy of the molecules of a body, and which passes from hot body to the cold body. So we may write down now, this is the definition of heat. Heat is the of our body which passes from hot body to cold body. So this is the definition of heat energy. Heat is the internal energy of the molecules of a body which passes from hot body to the cold body. Since it is the one of the form of the energy, therefore the SI unit of heat energy is the SI unit of energy. You know that the SI unit of energy is joule. Therefore the SI unit of heat energy is joule. Now you may write here SI unit is your joule, and it is abbreviated as J, and the CGS unit is org. Now how this joule and org are related to each other? 1 joule is equals to 10 to the power 7 org. Remember the relationship between joule and org. Now there are some other common unit of heat. What are these? Kilocalorie and calorie. So calorie and kilocalorie are the other common unit of the heat energy. So what are the other common unit of heat energy? Number 1 calorie, and number 2 is kilocalorie. This we may write here CAL, and here it is KCAL, kilocalorie. Now how this calorie is related to joule? 1 calorie is equals to 4.18 joule, or which is equals to 4.2 joule. Remember, therefore we consider 1 calorie approximate equal to 4.2 joule, and 1 kilocalorie is equals to 1000 calorie. So these are the relationship between calorie and kilocalorie, and also this is the relationship between calorie and joule. So now let us understand what is temperature. So this all about heat energy. Let's see what is temperature. have known that when a hot body is kept near a cold body, what happens? Suppose this is a hot body, this is body A, hot, and another body, this is a body B, and this is your cold body. When a hot body is kept near the cold body, you know that heat energy flows from the hot body to the cold body. That means like this the heat energy is flowing, isn't it? This is the flow of the heat energy. Now remember here, heat energy flows from a body at a higher temperature to the lower temperature. Hot body means what? The temperature of the body A compared to the body B is more. Therefore, it is the hot body. Therefore, the heat energy always flows from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. That means now you may consider that the temperature of body A is higher than that of the temperature of body B. So, what do you mean by the temperature? Temperature is the quantity which tells us the thermal state of the body. Thermal state of the body means what? The hotness or the coldness of the body. And also it gives the way or how the heat energy is flowing. The heat energy always flows from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. So therefore you may define temperature. Temperature is the quantity which tells us the thermal state of our body and which determines the direction of the flow of heat energy when two bodies at different temperature are kept in contact. So this is the definition of the temperature. So please write down what is the definition of temperature. It is a quantity which tells us the thermal state of the body and it determines the direction of flow of heat when two bodies at different temperature are kept in contact. So this is the definition of the temperature. So temperature is the quantity which tells us the thermal state of the body, that is the degree of hotness and coldness, and also it determines the direction of the flow of heat energy when two bodies at different temperature are kept in contact. Now what is the SI unit of temperature? So note down now SI unit. So the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, which is denoted by the symbol K. Whereas the other common unit of temperature are there. These are your degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. One is your degree Celsius and another is the degree Fahrenheit, which is denoted by the symbol degree C and degree F. So, but remember that the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Now let's see how this SI unit is related to the degree Celsius. That is Kelvin, how it is related to the degree Celsius. Now, if you want to find the temperature in the Kelvin, then what do you do? Tk, remember Tk is equals to 273 plus T degree Celsius. That means if the temperature is given to you in the degree Celsius scale, in order to find the temperature in the Kelvin scale, we have to add the temperature by 273. Suppose, say for example, the temperature in the degree Celsius scale is given 10 degree Celsius. Now, what is given there? 10 degree Celsius. So, how much it will be in the how much it will be in the Kelvin scale? So, the temperature in the Kelvin scale will be, just we have to add 273 plus 10. This will be in the Kelvin scale. Therefore, the temperature in the Kelvin scale will be 283 Kelvin. So, whenever the temperature is given in the degree Celsius scale, in order to find the temperature in the Kelvin scale, just we have to add by 273. Remember that. And do you know what is the steam point and the ice point of the Kelvin scale, degree Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale? Okay, I am giving you the steam point and the ice point of all these scales of the temperature. Now see, the ice point of the Kelvin scale or the lower fixed point of the Kelvin scale is 273 Kelvin, and the upper fixed point of the Kelvin scale is 373 Kelvin, whereas the lower fixed point or the ice point of the degree Celsius scale is 0 degree Celsius, and the upper fixed point or the steam point is 100 degree Celsius, whereas for the Fahrenheit scale the lower fixed point or the ice point is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and the upper fixed point or the steam point is 212 degree Fahrenheit. So these are the lower fixed point or the ice points, and these are the upper fixed point or the steam point. So these points are your steam points. This is your steam points. And these points are your ice points. So the ice point of the Kelvin scale 273, in the degree Celsius 0 degree Celsius, in the Fahrenheit scale 32 degree Fahrenheit, whereas the steam point of the Kelvin scale is 373 degree Celsius, 100 degree Celsius and Fahrenheit 212 degree Fahrenheit. Now see, in between the ice point and the steam point, Kelvin scale and the degree Celsius scale are made 100 equal divisions. So in between this one, the total number of divisions between the steam point and the ice point of the degree Celsius scale is 100, and the total number of division in the between the steam point and the ice point of the Kelvin scale is also 100. Therefore, a degree in both the scales, means in the degree Celsius scale and the Kelvin scale, are same. Remember that. That means the degree means what? The size of a degree. That means the size 1 degree Celsius is equal to 1 Kelvin. The size of a degree in the Kelvin scale and the degree Celsius scale are equal. Whereas the total number of divisions between the steam point and the ice point of the Fahrenheit scale is 180. This is 180 equal division. This is your 100 division. This is also 100 division. And moreover, what is absolute zero? Do you know what is absolute zero? Absolute zero means the temperature at which the molecular motion ceases, or the pressure and the volume of a gas will become zero. That is known as the absolute zero. And 0 Kelvin is considered as absolute zero. At 0 Kelvin, the molecular motion of the molecules ceases, and therefore the volume and the pressure at 0 Kelvin will be nil, or it is zero. Therefore, this is known as your absolute zero. And due to this reason, the negative temperature of the Kelvin scale is not possible. And 0 Kelvin is equivalent to how much degree Celsius? Can you say me? 0 Kelvin is equals to minus 273 degree Celsius. 0 Kelvin is equal to minus 273 degree Celsius. Let us see now how this degree Celsius scale and Fahrenheit scale are related to each other. Now see, between the steam point and the ice point of the degree Celsius scale are made 100 equal division, whereas in the case of the degree Fahrenheit scale it is made 180 equal division. Therefore 1 degree Celsius is equals to 9 by 5 degree Fahrenheit. Remember this, 1 degree Celsius is equal to 9 by 5 degree Fahrenheit. And how these two are related to each other? C upon 5 is equals to F minus 32 upon 9. So this is the relationship between degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. C stands for the temperature in the Celsius scale and F stands for the temperature in the Fahrenheit scale. So this is how the degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit is related. And moreover, you have known that how the degree Celsius and Kelvin are related. Here once again I am writing for you, that is Tk is equals to 273 plus T degree Celsius. So this is the relationship between Kelvin and the Celsius scale. This is the relationship between Celsius scale and the Fahrenheit scale. So now you should be knowing the difference between heat and temperature. So you may write it down, and if you have any difficulties you can ask me in my comment section.